Hey guys, so I'm going to use for texturing this scene Quixel Megascans, and so here is the Quixel bridge. It's already set up for Houdini and Redshift for me. So basically what I'm doing, I'm choosing a couple of textures that I'm going to use, and so I'm choosing this sand, this one, the tide sand beach, not this one, the desert one, this one. So what else that I'm choosing? Let me see. Okay, this dark soil is already something else that I choose. Then I brought down this grass wild, and also like a dark soil and a layered rock. Let me see the rock here. Yeah, this one. So for the cliffs, I think this looks really cool. We have also this one that we could try as well, but I think this one looks really awesome. And I'm bringing them in 4K. They have even 8K. This one has some have 8K, but we're not going to be that close, so 4K is good enough for us. So I have all this already here. So then I'm just going to create the RF builder, Redshift material builder, and call this BG terrain. Okay, so let me split this, come back in here. So this is the one. So let's start for the terrain in the background. I will do something else. I have like this camera, I like this is our main camera, but I'm going to create another camera, and this will be our just the view, just to change the angle to see the texture better. So I'm going to place this as cam 2, and let's lock this one, and let's go back to the background so we can see it better from here, something like that, just to visualize better the texture being applied. But then we need to move back to camera 1 to see from distance if it still makes sense. So let me go and start working texture. So this one, material, okay. Let's go. Let's start with the grass wild, or yeah, this one. So what I like to do, I like to come in here, copy all this, Command C, and then come here, Command V, and then we have this. Let's place this in here. The roughness, the bump map, I like to place it in here because we're going to mix all these materials. So yeah, the bump is in here, and displacement we're not going to use for now. So let's start with this one. Let me also I think I'm going to use a triplanar, so let's place a triplanar here, and this one. Let me just organize everything and do 18 triplanar. Okay, RS triplanar. Okay, now it's all the same texture for each axis. So let's place this image, this one, and this one is the input, and the input is there. So we can do this for all of this. Okay, for this as well, and for this. Okay, so we have this in all of them. Let me come back in here, BG terrain, just drag and drop on top of this. So let's see. Yeah, for sure the scale is incorrect. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this parameter and paste relative reference, paste relative reference, paste relative reference. So I can change only this one, and it's going to react in all of those. So let's fire the render and see our terrain. Before that, I want to do something with the ocean, so it's lighter. I'm going to come to the object. I want to come to redshift, enable tessellation, enable displacement, and take this away so it's just easier to render fast and focus on this. So okay, so now we have this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to change my HDRI so it matches better the okay, and in here the HDRI, let me just come here and let's transform this to 180 degrees. Yeah, okay, so now we're seeing our terrain. For sure the scale is totally wrong. Let's put like 0.01. Okay, we're starting to bring something here. 001, 001, and yeah, the cool thing is that the background, the scale doesn't matter much, in the sense of like, look, it's already looking that we have like some vegetation happening here. So maybe let me just copy this one and paste relative reference so I can just need to change this. You see, it looks already nice, especially from the distance. If we come here and see it from this, you see, we didn't even put like the sand and the rocks, but just by looking at this, we already having some nice variations in one texture. Okay, so now I need to bring material. Let me pause this and let's bring the cliff. So layered rock, now what we need, we have like these two materials. This is the grass, this is the cliff, and now let's first drag this in here and fire our render again, just with the cliff. I like to do this in stages, and so step by step is easier to debug if we see something odd in our render. I prefer to do these small steps, checking every texture that we place and by itself, you know. So here's the rock. You see, would be great if we have like the scale, to play with the scale a bit more, maybe 0.5, maybe even like 0.1. Let's see. Okay, maybe too much. 0.3. Yeah, I think something around that gives some variation. It's great. 0.1. You see, too much. 0.1. Yeah, can rotate a bit, offset a bit, but I think it's good for now. Let's do it. So we need RS material blender, this one, and the way it works is that we have the grass as our base material, yeah, then we have the cliff as the layer 1 color, and then we need an RS texture. That's just the mix, that's the map that we exported before, and this is the BG cliff, this one. So this is but this is in the alpha channel, so we need to do color splitter, and we put in the input, and is the alpha channel that's going to be the blend color. So it's the alpha, yeah. And this one now goes into here. And if we did something right, yeah, here it is. It's already blended correctly. So it's really low res, but we now have some texture happening here. Let's place the sand, and let me pause this and do the same thing for the sand. The sand is so flat, so like horizontal, that the UVs would work well, so we actually don't need to use the triplanar. But I want you to do the same thing. Cop parameter. Okay, so this one, because we're not going to use the triplanar, actually probably here is going to be a larger number. So I'm going to do this, make this like 20 and see if it's good. And now do the same thing. We have the same material blender, so we don't need anything. We just need to copy and paste this one, and this one would be the sand, BG sand, this one. And now we have this as the layer 2. Oh, not the layer 1. The alpha channel goes to the blend color, and this one goes to the layer color. So let's play and see if we can see some sand happening here. Weird. Very high, this sand. It's happening very high. I don't know if from the distance what's happening here. Maybe we save this too soon, and then we play with the terrain, and that's why it's happening that high. But I think we have this sand in here, and from the distance we might not even have this problem. Let me just go back to something around the same angle of our main camera, just to see more or less what we will have there. Yeah, you see we have like this, looks like the sand, and with the reflection, the depth of field. Maybe we don't even need to change this. So for this moment we can always come back and refine this, but I like to keep moving on and see once we have defined the camera, depth of field, the fog, the atmosphere, the lighting, and everything, then we might want to revisit this and see, okay, we need more texture here, we need maybe to scatter the trees to give some nice silhouette to the mountains, or anyway, let's move on to the foreground island. And in this one we need to pay attention and to give a nice look, because it's really close to the camera. We're going to have vegetation on this one, and all that's going to add to make this really cool. Okay, see you.